Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a truly fantastic day today. So in today's video, as you can see from the title down below, this is my monthly favourites and also a roundup of everything that I've used in the last 2 months. So normally I do these videos every month, however when it came to the end of February I was like, right, I need to film my February favourites, and then by the time I had a chance to actually sit down and film it, it was the middle of March. So now I'm just going to do 2 months all in one. So this is going to be quite a long video. Grab yourself a beverage. Mine is a mango juice. Tropical. And let's just dive into everything that I've tried in the last 2 months. Starting with the Beauty Bay Retro Love 20 Pan palette. This was the very first thing that I tried after my last favourites video and I am obsessed. I have used this so much. I don't even know if you can see how deep some of these pans are already, and I've only had this a couple of months. I have been reaching for this so much. You can do so many different looks with this one palette. However, I feel like the colours are quite muted, although it's colourful and obviously there's like every single colour you would ever need in here. I feel like they're quite pastel and they're quite dusky sort of colours, so they're the sort of thing that you can just put one colour across your whole lid, blend it out, add a wing and mascara and you're done. And that's what I've been doing so much. I have like 3 or 4 videos doing different looks just with this palette. It's so versatile and every look has turned out completely differently and every look has turned out absolutely incredible. So this is definitely a firm favourite from the last couple of months. I've been absolutely loving it, and I definitely think coming into spring and summer these colours are just going to be absolutely beautiful. I have also taken this when I have been staying away from home for a couple of nights because it's more compact than the 42 pan palettes that I have behind me here. It's slightly smaller than that, but you have so much variety in it. I've been absolutely loving it, and it's also like, I find it handy because it's not too big to hold. Like, I do find that the 42 pan ones are just a little bit too big to hold and actually like do your makeup because they're so big and quite heavy, whereas this is light enough that I can just hold it and then use the other hand for applying my makeup, but the mirror is big enough where I feel like you can see enough, and there you are. So yes, this has been a firm favourite. Highly recommend. The next video I was testing out the Relove Euphoric products, the 3 products from them, and honestly I just haven't reached for any of those since the highlighter was just a little bit of a wrong colour. The lip product, the lip like pH changing, I think I've got it up here somewhere, is fine. It's not my favourite lip gloss. And the eyeshadow palette, it's 5 really glittery beautiful shimmers, but then there's only one matte, so I feel like I need another palette to go with it. I just haven't reached for any of those products since I tested them. Then the next one was testing out the IRL Filter Concealer. And I've had this for nearly 2 months now, so I have some thoughts. I feel like there's definitely some other concealers coming up later in this video that I prefer more than this, unfortunately. I have quite dry skin, so I feel like I need something that is a decent amount of coverage because I don't sleep a lot and I have quite dark circles, but I want something that feels very lightweight and I want something that feels very nice and hydrating, and I feel like this will be good in summer when my skin is potentially a little bit more hydrated. At the minute my skin is just quite dry, you know, it's cold out but it's warm in the house with the heating on. My skin isn't in the best place for this sort of product. I feel like this in summer will be better, but right now it's not my favourite. I haven't been reaching for it as much as I thought I would. Like I say, there's other concealers coming up that I can't stop wearing. So not my favourite, not awful. If you have oily skin you'll probably really like it. If you've got normal skin you'll probably really like it. My skin is just too dry for it. So then next I tried a full face of Wet n Wild makeup, and there are two products in particular that I wanted to highlight. One, because I absolutely love it, and the second because I hate it so much that I've already put it in my declutter box. So the one that I love is the bronzer. So it's actually not a bronzer, it's a contour palette. So this contour shade, I find that it's not a contour on me. It's a bronzer. It is slightly more cool toned, but this is such a beautiful undertone if you have very, very fair skin like me. So this is the Mega Glow Contouring palette. This is in Dulche de Leche, so this is the lightest shade. I don't like these sort of things because I haven't used this lighter side, the like highlighting side. I haven't used this yet. It's matte, so it's not the sort of highlight that I would wear. Like, I like a nice beaming highlight. I like to be seen from outer space, so I don't use that. However, the bronzer contoury side is absolutely beautiful. And then the fail that I've already gotten rid of is the Colour Icon single eyeshadow in brass. I'll put a picture up because, like I said, I don't even have the product anymore, and I wrote this in the description box of that video. However, you might not have checked it. That was so not good. When I took it off, I always take off my eyeshadow and like mascara and things with a disposable cotton pad with some micellar water on it. I was finding glitter, that glitter, all over my face, in my hair, for days afterwards. It got absolutely everywhere, and it wasn't even that good on the eyes. It was chunky and beautiful, but it was quite difficult to apply. And then when I came to take it off, like, that is just, I'm not ever going to use a product like that. If you want a glitter like that, the e.l.f. liquid glitters are absolutely beautiful. I would not recommend that. I would actually say don't buy it. It's not good. Then next up, I did a full face of Revolution, and I had a few new products in that I want to talk to you about. So first up is the Revolution Super Base Vitamin Base Primer. I have tried to use this a few times since that video. I find it quite drying on my skin. So, like I say, I have dry skin. However, this feels like I've put on a moisturiser and then I've set it with a powder. Like, that's the feeling that it leaves on my skin. It's really, really strange. And then if I put something over the top that is a little bit more matte, like the IRL foundation, which is more of a matte foundation, I find that my skin looks so dry by the end of the day. And this is the only thing that's different. Like, if I wear the IRL filter foundation by itself, by the end of the day it still looks beautiful. However, when I wear it over the top of the Vitamin Base Primer, sorry, Super Base Primer, it looks dry and it looks really textured, and like all of the life has been sucked out of my skin. So I don't like this. I am probably going to declutter it. I don't know, I had high hopes for this because I'd seen online that it's like meant to be a dupe for the other one that looks exactly the same as this. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Another one that I tried in that video that I have completely changed my mind on since that video is this product here. So the Revolution Pro Goddess Glow Cream, Contour and Bronze. I have this in the shade Light. Another one, this is not a contour, this is very much a bronzer. I only like this blended out with a sponge. If I try and blend this out with a brush, I don't like the way that it looks, and I don't know why. The only thing that I can think of is that it's like moving things around, but I can't necessarily see that it's moving things around. I just don't like this blended out with a brush. With a sponge, it's absolutely beautiful and I really, really like it. In that first video where I tested this, I used a brush. I have since used it with a sponge on camera, and I love it with a sponge. With a brush, I don't like it. The colour is a little bit strange, I will say that. If you can find a colour that works for you, I don't know if I would necessarily purchase the light shade. I would maybe try the medium one just because I think the undertone is a little bit better. This is a little bit sort of green, but it is nice. I'm saying that, but it is nice. I also tested out 3 of these eyeshadow palettes in the last 2 months, and I'm just going to clump them all together. So these are the mini chocolate palettes. I have the shades Raspberry Fool, which is pinks. Then I have Chocolate Fudge, which is like the warm orangey brown tones, and then I have White Vanilla Cream. All of these are absolutely beautiful. I've been reaching for all of these so much. The shimmer shades, like in all of these, yeah, in all of these they have the most incredible shade in the middle, like the middle pan. They're all like a duochromy, absolutely incredible shade, and they don't look like they would be mind-blowingly impressive, but I've absolutely been loving them. So good. I would say out of all of them, I probably like the Chocolate Fudge one the most, just because I find that these sort of tones really suit blue eyes, and I really like the undertone of all of these ones. However, I'm glad I have all of them because they're all beautiful. Then this is the eyeshadow that I'm wearing today, the e.l.f. Good Vibes Only Hey Sunshine palette. Yellows. Like, you wouldn't think that yellows would be very wearable. However, I feel like this is a really sort of wearable, everyday, sort of quite basic look. I've winged out the darkest shade as like a smoky winged out liner. The matte mustardy yellow shade, this one, isn't matte. It's got like a satiny finish to it. And another one, I mean, I'm wearing it today, another one that's absolutely beautiful and so affordable. Then next up, I did a whole video testing out the Beauty Crop, and all of the products in that I think I really enjoyed. However, there's 2 that I wanted to like single out and tell you how much I've been using them and how fantastic they are. Firstly, the Cheri. Now this was like a pH changing lip oil. I think it said that it was an oil. I honestly can't remember. It's like a gloss, and it looks like it would be blue in the packaging. However, it does go on almost just like a light wash of pink. So hydrating, smells absolutely incredible. Like, I can't even tell you how incredible it smells. I've actually been keeping this in my handbag, and I've been reapplying it every single day. Absolutely every single day. I am obsessed. And then the second one that I wanted to talk about is the blush that I got in that mystery box. So this is the Stargazing Blush Duo in Orion Glow. So I don't need telling twice about glowy blushes. I absolutely love them, and this one is no exception. I take a big fluffy brush and I just swirl into both of them. I don't think I would necessarily use one or the other of these. I do just sort of swirl my brush into both. It's so soft and glowy on the skin, but it isn't chunky or glittery. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm definitely going to look up and see if they've got any more shades in these because I'm fully obsessed. Then next up, I did a full face of MUA makeup, and I have a long line of products here in front of me that I want to talk to you about. Firstly, the eyeshadow palette. I have not picked that up since I did that testing video. I was just so underwhelmed and so upset with those shimmer shades. Absolutely not. Somebody did leave a comment underneath that video saying that the other palettes, that they had tried the other palettes and that they were really nice. So I feel like maybe in a few months, when I've calmed down a little bit from how mad I was about those eyeshadows, I would definitely consider picking up some more because they are very affordable. However, the Wilderness one that I picked up with the greens in, don't bother. It just wasn't good. It wasn't worth the money. Like, you could pick up one of the e.l.f. bite-sized palettes in the green shade and it's so much better. Then the mascara. I have tried this a few more times and honestly it's just so bad. Like, the brush is so spiky that it hurts to use it. It doesn't build up any sort of volume, doesn't really build up any sort of length. It's just not a very good mascara. If you want a lengthening mascara, there are better ones on the market. If you want a volumizing mascara, there are better ones on the market. I don't think that this is very good. Then on to the other products that I have here from MUA, and I am obsessed with all of these. So much so that I've actually gone out and bought more shades of all of these products. So in that video, I tested out the Satin Sheen Lip Stylo in Heroic. I have gone out and bought 2 more shades, and I'm going to pick up some more because I absolutely love them. So I picked up the shade Super Nude, which was the shade of the lipstick that I tried. And I've also picked up Razzleberry, which isn't that just the most fun name that you have ever heard. And this is the most beautiful, like, deep berry red. So pretty. And the Super Nude shade is another one that I have regularly been keeping in my handbag. These are absolutely beautiful. They go on with the pigment of a lipstick, however they have the feeling on the lips of like a lip balm or a lip gloss. They're so beautiful. Then I also wanted to mention the creamy lipstick, and this is the one that I tested in that video. This is the Super Nude shade. Another one that I've been absolutely loving. If you are incredibly fair, like I am, I find it quite hard to find lipsticks that actually are light on me, that actually are fair on my skin tone. And this one truly is. It's absolutely beautiful. And then lastly for MUA is the Liquid Blushers. I actually picked up all of the other shades, and I'm going to do like a swatching video. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I tested in that video the shade Misty Rose, and I have been wearing this so much. You need the tiniest little dot and it will do all of your face. It's so pigmented, but so nice and hydrating on the skin, and the colour is so pretty, and I'm so excited to get into those other shades. I've got some really like deep shades, like I've got Razzleberry in the blush to match that lipstick. I've got Tutti Frutti, which is like an orangey shade. Anyway, I'm not going to get into those because there will be a whole video coming up with those. Speaking of liquid blushes, the next video that went up was the Beauty Bay Liquid Blush. I got all 4, and this has been my most worn one. This is in the shade Spring, so this is the lightest shade, and in that video when I first got these I was like, I don't really know if I would use Spring. Well, this has been my most used shade. The only thing is I find the applicator a little bit strange. Like, it's long and like cylindrical, but the end of it is almost like too thin to like get any sort of product on the skin. How I have been enjoying wearing this is I like to blend this out with a brush. So I use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I actually like get this off the side of the applicator like this, get it onto the brush and then apply it rather than dotting this onto the face. I just find I have a little bit more control that way, and I can get a little bit more product on in like one application. So I prefer using it that way, and that's been my most used shade. Then the next video that I wanted to talk about, I was testing this foundation here, and I cannot downplay how much I have been loving this foundation. So this is the Sleek In Your Tone 24-hour foundation. I did a full day wear test, and if you saw that video you will know how obsessed I was with this from the very first application. However, I have continued to wear this pretty much every single day. So I have dry skin, and this is like a semi-matte finish. It says, for best results, blend on smoothly and evenly with your fingers, sponge or brush, suitable for all skin types, SPF 30. Don't ever rely on your SPF just being in a product like this. However, it is so smooth, it's so natural. It's like the Revolution IRL, but slightly less coverage, but the same sort of blurring filtered effect on your skin. It's absolutely fantastic, and I really hope that this is still on that like introductory offer, because I'm fairly certain I paid like £7.50 for it. It's normally like £9.99, so even then it's still very affordable. However, obsessed. It's been absolutely my most worn foundation since I tested it. Then next up, I did a full face of 17 makeup. I'm looking at, like, I have to get up a list of like all of the videos that I've done, or I just completely forget what I've done. So next up was a video 17 makeup. I have done 2 of these. So the standout products of those videos, the concealer, the Second Skin Enhancing Concealer. I have genuinely worn this every single day since I tested it. It's absolutely beautiful. If you have dry skin, it's really nice and like thin feeling. However, it's got fantastic coverage. It covers my dark circles just as much as I need it to. Lasts really well all day. I don't find that it creases too much. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and I can't remember how much I paid for this, but 17 is so affordable. I will have only paid a couple of pounds for it, and I absolutely love it. I also absolutely love the matte lipstick. The red shade I have been absolutely obsessed with. This is 070 Chilli Red. Absolutely fantastic. It's like a fiery, deep red. I have another red lipstick that I want to talk to you about in a minute. Both of them absolutely fantastic. This one is more affordable. So affordable. I don't find that it's too matte on the lips. I actually find this more comfortable than the cream lip that I got in a nude shade. I didn't like that. There were a lot of fails in that video. Everything else is just either really bad or not great, but these are absolutely fantastic. I also tested out a liquid liner. This one here, the Ink Legend Tattoo eyeliner. This is in the blue shade. I did also order one in the brownie bronze shade. It never got delivered, but that stays all day, wears absolutely beautifully, is so pigmented and so easy to use because it's a brush tip. Absolutely fantastic. Another liquid liner that I wanted to mention is this one here, specifically in this shade. So this is the Profusion Cosmetics Bright Lights Pastel Liner in the mint shade. I have been absolutely loving this. Again, it's like a brush tip, but just look how pigmented that is for such a light colour, such a fair colour. I just know I'm going to be absolutely loving this in like spring and summer as the weather gets a little bit warmer. I love that like double liner, so use the black liner and then use this on the top and have like a double wing. Beautiful. Then next up, I tried out the Relove High Rise Mascara. I don't like it. It doesn't smudge, it lasts well all day, it does stay on your lashes very well, it doesn't flake off, etc, etc, but the wand is just absolutely massive, absolutely ginormous, like bigger than my eyeball. I got this all over my lid and there was nothing I could do about it. The packaging is like not great, it gets stuck on the way in. I don't recommend it. Honestly, there are others for the same price that I recommend over this. I have used it a few more times to see if the formula will get better with use. It's just a bit sort of bally, a bit sort of clumpy on the end of the lashes. I don't love it. Then earlier on in the month I picked up the Beauty Bay skincare range and I did a whole video like a get unready with me, and I mentioned in that video 2 of my favourites and I wanted to mention them again, and these 2 products here are my favourites. So the Colodial Oatmeal and Oat Lipid Rich Moisturiser. Like I've already said 7 million times, I have very dry skin. I have very sensitive skin. I can't use anything that has any sort of scent in it or anything that's too harsh on the skin. It's a fine balance between like what I can use and what I can't use, because my skin reacts so quickly and so intensely to products that it doesn't like. These have been so soothing on my skin. I've been using products for quite a while that I've kept on using because I have believed that they would make my skin better with more use, and they haven't. And my skin has been so stripped and so tight and so damaged that I have really had to put in the work to try and make it happy again. And I do believe that these two products together have done that. The other one is the 5% Squaline and Grapeseed Oil Serum Hybrid. So I use the Rich Moisturiser every single evening. I use the whole range. The whole range is fantastic, but these two in particular are like the standout products. And the Oil Serum Hybrid I use every single morning. This looks so beautiful under makeup. It leaves your skin looking glowy because of the like texture of it. It doesn't have anything in it that's like glittery or anything like that. It just leaves your skin looking so hydrated. Makeup goes over the top so beautifully, and like I say, it's just really been soothing my very damaged, upset skin. I've absolutely been loving them. So then last week a video went up where I was testing a few new Makeup Revolution products, and I wanted to talk about these two in particular. So the XX Revolution Glow Sculptor, the like duo blush and bronzer. This blush I've been using so much. It's a beautiful undertone if you have very dry skin. I also just feel like the packaging is so luxurious, and I know that doesn't matter. I know that the packaging of a product is like secondary to how good the actual product is. However, the product is fantastic, and I just love how it looks like out on my shelves. I absolutely love that. The bronzer I feel like will come into its own for me in summer because it's more of like a warm bronze shade. There are other bronzers that I'm reaching for more at the minute. And then the IRL Filter Powder. This is the one that's like the duo, so it's got the pressed powder on the top and the loose powder underneath. I mentioned in a video that went up a couple of days ago where I'm applying this makeup actually that this loose powder is very similar to the Revolution Pro Hydra Matte powder, which was my all-time favourite. I do still love it. However, this one has the slightest little bit of glow in it, and it doesn't look chunky or glittery or anything like that. It's what I'm wearing today, sort of down the centre of my face to set everything down. I've been absolutely obsessed with it, and it genuinely does take a lot for me to think that a powder is good because I have dry skin. Now I've mentioned it 7,001 times. I have very dry skin, so I need a powder to not feel heavy, to not feel drying, to feel very lightweight, to be really finely milled, etc, etc, etc. This is a fantastic one. One of my followers actually said that I had to try it. I was like, yeah, I'll try it at some point. Then one of my followers messaged me on Instagram and was like, I've tried it and I think you'll love it. Well, she was right. I do absolutely love it. And that's all of the products that I've tried this month, but I do have a few other favourite things that I just want to mention. First up, this is the other red lipstick that I was talking to you about. The sleek Say It Loud satin lipstick in Gin and Juice. Does anybody remember, was anybody here last year when I was looking for my perfect orange lipstick? It's a red, but it's like an orange toned red. I've been absolutely loving it. I've genuinely been wearing this every single day for the last like 10 days. This is the first day that I haven't worn it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a satin finish, but it has the longevity of a matte lipstick. Like, it lasts for hours, it lasts through me eating. It's absolutely fantastic, but it has more of a balmy sort of satiny finish on the lips. It feels really comfortable, but it lasts really well all day. I also wanted to mention this blusher. I haven't used this on camera. I have only been using this like in my real life off camera. However, I have wanted this for the longest time. I absolutely love the packaging. That was really the only reason I bought this in the first place, because I just love the packaging. If you don't know, like, wildflowers was my like wedding theme. I absolutely love it. I love the packaging. However, this is such an interesting formula. So this is the XX Revolution Wallflower Cream Blush, and you might be looking at that and thinking that just looks like a regular powder pan. It's such an interesting like hybrid of the two. This is in the shade Folklore, which is like a peachy colour. I've been absolutely loving it. So I just take this on a regular powder brush and it picks up but then when you blend it out, it sort of goes on like a powder cream hybrid. It blends out so seamlessly. It looks like you've airbrushed the colour onto your cheeks. And I think I'm gonna have to pick up the other two shades in this same formula, because genuinely I've been absolutely obsessed. Like it doesn't perform the same way as like any other cream blushes that I have, but it also doesn't perform in the same way that any of my powder blushes have. I've been absolutely loving it. I also wanted to mention these. I am like the last person on the internet to test these out. This powder puff with the pressed powder in the top of the IRL powder compact. What a beautiful combination. I haven't used these on camera. I just honestly picked up the cheapest ones that I could find on Amazon, but these are so soft. They blur out the powder like on your face and makes it look airbrushed, more so than just applying your powder with a brush. Why has it taken me so long to try this? I'm obsessed. And then the last like makeup product, well, not makeup because it's hair, the last like product that I want to talk to you about is the Aussie 3-Minute Miracle deep treatment. This is for coloured hair. My hair is like not even coloured anymore. I desperately need to tone it. However, I used this for the first time 3 weeks ago, and I've been absolutely loving it. It genuinely leaves my hair feeling so soft. I have recently realised that I have a lot of breakage like in the back of my hair, where I have obviously had my hair up in a bobble because I have to wear my hair up for work. I work in a kitchen, so I have to have my hair up. However, I've noticed so much breakage with like little hairs that are only as long as where my bobble is in my hair. So I've been trying to like treat it a little bit better, trying to use like a big clip instead of a bobble, and trying to like remember to take my hair out of the bobble at the end of the day so that it's not in a bobble for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But they are all of the products, and then there's just a few other things. I've written them down so that I don't forget. Firstly, my new filming background. I've really been enjoying it. I feel like I have more room. Like I have more room on my table because I have more storage room. I've also loved like having my eyeshadow palettes out and having more plants behind me. I've just really been enjoying my new filming setup. I've also got a new chair, and I'm not necessarily sold on it because it's lower and I can't it's not like it's just a standard chair and I can't make it any higher, and I feel like I'm having to sit up very high, so I'm not sold on the chair. But everything else I really enjoy. I also have really been loving Vinted. A video should have gone up a couple of days ago where I did a Vinted haul. This was one of the products. I still have all of my products over there that I got in that haul that I desperately need to put away. Story of my life. But I've really been enjoying like buying my clothes secondhand, buying clothes that fit me. Not the skirt that I got, although I have ordered that in the next size up. And then the last favourite, which is a bit of a strange one if you know me, is the Great British Menu. So I am plant-based. I have been eating plant-based for 4 years. However, I absolutely love cooking shows. I absolutely love them, and I have been absolutely obsessed with watching the Great British Menu. I have been watching like 2 episodes a day. I don't know how far behind I am now. I'll be sad if I'm like nearly caught up and I can only watch like 1 a day or however often they come out. But I've been absolutely loving watching it and like really rooting for the people from the north. So that is all of my favourites for the month and everything that I have tested out over the last 2 months. I've been filming for nearly an hour. I've been talking for nearly an hour. I need more juice. So let me know if any of these are your favourites as well. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see in the coming month. Hopefully I will be back on track now and filming these roundup videos at the end of every month, because honestly, like, this was a lot of products to try and remember. a lot of products, and like going really far back in time as well. Like 2 months ago, I've slept since then. I've only slept a little bit, but I've slept since then. So let me know what you think. Let me know if any of these were your favourite products as well. If you liked this video and you're still here at the end, please give me a big thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm and such things. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching such an incredibly long video. Bye.